Oasis for Natural Healing, talking to you guys about cosmetics, the big C, and heavy chemicals. All right. So, one of the things that, as a holistic practitioner, I want to find out why people have their symptoms. I don't want to just mask their symptoms, I want to get to the root cause. And most people think that if it's over the counter or if it's being sold on the market, then it's safe because the FDA and the Food and Drug Administration, if they approve it, it has to be safe, right? Why would they put something out on the shelves that is safe for us? And that's not necessarily the case. So the big C, meaning cancer, okay. I most people, if they ever do get a diagnosis of cancer, they what does Western medicine tell you? They install a lot of fear into you, and you have to do chemo and radiation in most cases and surgery in order for you to survive. Okay. But it never really addresses why you got the cancer in the first place. And that's one of the things that we as a holistic practitioners, and from Eastern medicine, we want to get to the root cause of, well, why did you develop the cancer in the first place? And one of the main things is that it can be from a lot of different things. um, I've seen it from parasites, okay, uh, mold, and then heavy chemicals and heavy metals and toxins. All right. So some of the big things is on what patients have in their cosmetics and their beauty products. In their foundation. A lot of women, we like to look good. We like to kind of dress up and stuff like that. And we like to put on makeup. We like to smell good and we like to, make our skin soft and clear and things like that. So we're constantly looking for beauty products. But what's actually in your beauty products can actually be causing more harm than good. So in a lot of big companies, um, a lot of common ones that you think is really safe and you think is really good, I urge you to look at the back of what's in there. So some things can be um, parabens. Okay, so if you see anything, hang on one second. I'm going to just move this for a quick second. So if you see anything that says methyl paraben or propylene paraben or butyl paraben, these are parabens. They have been known to cause hormonal imbalance, and they've also known to cause cancer. Okay, and this is actually on NCBI, national NIH.gov. So this is a research article that they actually have done, and that states that these things have been known to cause cancer. And Europe, a lot of European countries have banned some of these chemicals because they do cause hormonal imbalance, they do cause cancer. So you can have compounds such as ethylene glycol or polyglycol. And this is basically it's called PEG, PEG, polyethylene glycol is PEG. It's a derivative of petroleum. So even like your petroleum jelly, okay? So Vaseline, not so good. I'd be staying away from Vaseline faster than, I will put that back on the shelves. There's so many other things that do so wonders for your skin, including jojoba oil, including coconut oil. Oh my gosh, coconut oil has so many nutrients, and it's got, antifungal, antimicrobial properties, anti-inflammatory. It's great for the skin. You can mix it in with shea butter or there's just so many wonderful benefits to coconut oil on the skin and actually internally. Great for moisturizer. Um, but yeah, formaldehyde is another one that is seen in cosmetics, in small. Sometimes they don't even have to put it, on the label because it is so toxic. Or they have it in such a small amount that they don't have to put it on the label. I actually called Johnson and Johnson baby shampoo, or the company, and I called them up to verify whether they actually have formaldehyde in their product, and they do. And they said that they don't have to put it on the label because it was in such a small amount. Well, what is formaldehyde? It's embalming fluid. What do you think that that's going to do to your system? You're putting embalming fluid on your skin, and it's actually seen in nail polish too. So it's seen in nail polish. It's seen in shampoos and conditioners. It can be in your body washes. It can be in your cosmetics. So your cosmetics can have it. So these are just some other things. So yeah, so I really urge you guys to look um, on your cosmetic label, and just because it seems like it's healthy, and because they can advertise like healthy looking skin, and it makes it seem really healthy and really good for your skin, and it's really actually very toxic, and stay away. Now, there is an actual local company, and she does have an online store. I actually support her a lot. It's Five Petals. She, I believe, is in Mokina in Illinois, but she does have an online store. She grows her own flowers, I believe, and she makes sure that it's all organic. And she makes her own shadows, eyeshadows, and foundation, and very clean product. She was a uh, is it cosmetologist? Cosmetologist. She's very much into makeup, but she actually makes her own makeup. So from foundation to cover up and things like that, really good stuff. I really like her a lot. So Five Petals. So that's one good thing. If you think that you have some heavy metals or you've been exposed, then you really need to be kind of using some things to help draw out those toxins. Sometimes chlorophyll can be really, really good. Cilantro is another good one. Milk thistle is great for supporting the liver and the kidneys to help detox the body. So those are some really good things to get rid of heavy metals, heavy chemicals, while giving some organ support. Chlorophyll is really good for the liver, and so is milk thistle. Um, those would be some of the suggestions that I would use. One of the things that I absolutely love about, quantum nutrition testing is it takes the guesswork out of, well, what's in your body, and then what supplements your body actually needs to get rid of it. So instead of taking a guess, we actually test to find that out. So, and that's one of the things that I absolutely, like I said, I love about quantum nutrition testing is it allows me to be able to do that, and whether the person is actually close or far away. Um, and so these chemicals, these toxins can actually cause hormone disruption, which we know that hormones, you can have estrogen. Some people have estrogen related, hormonal imbalance, and can wind up with like breast cancer and some other type of cancers, that can be from hormone. But we want to find out, well, what's imbalancing the hormones to begin with? And a lot of times that we see these can be toxins, like I mentioned before. Not only are they linked to cancer, but they are also linked to hormonal imbalance as well. So they kind of go hand in hand. Some of the other things that can cause cancer, which has been known in the Eastern community. I actually am currently treating a patient with a fungating tumor. So this is a tumor that grows on the outside of the breast tissue, and it's pretty actually necrotic. And she, when testing her, when quantum nutrition testing her, when muscle testing her, she is actually coming up for mold and parasites. Okay, and this is not uncommon to see in cancer as well, is mold. And one of the companies that I use, I love them. They're very, very good at removing mold and parasites, and they're known for this, is Cellcore. Cellcore is a physician grade supplement line. Um, and they're very meticulous on how these supplements are made. They're very, very strong. And so I have her actually doing carboxy soaks. So there's a supplement called carboxy. Let me show it to you guys. So I actually did a little reel on it because it doesn't taste exactly the best. Sometimes for most, at least for me and for most of my patients, it kind of tastes a little bit like dried blood going down. But here's carboxy from Cellcore. It's a black powder that works really good at removing toxins, mold, and sometimes it can enhance other supplements that you're taking, and kind of help to drive it into the cells as well. So, anyway, so I have her actually doing carboxy soaks with this fungating tumor on her breast, and she's also making a paste with some other supplements, as well as internally taking things. And her tumor is actually shrinking. It kind of almost looks like it's deflating and it's concaving inward. So before it was really filled out, and now it's kind of like indenting inward, and kind of the top layers are sloughing off. So, and this is going to be a process. This is definitely going to probably take probably over a year to really get rid of all of this. But she did not want to do chemo because, as she mentioned, chemo is very, very toxic, and it's not a guarantee. And not that I say that this is a guarantee either, but she said chemo is not a guarantee, and I don't want to be sick. They can't guarantee that you're going to be cured with chemo, and it can cause a lot of other issues. So she wanted to do the natural route. And this is not saying that this, by any means cures cancer, but we are treating the root cause of what's in her body. Okay. So this is treating the root cause. So, and that's what I want to stress. And so, but in the meantime, the results is that this tumor is actually almost, like I said, deflating. So again, and then of course we don't want to feed cancer. We know that cancer and parasites and candida and other things feed off of sugar. So she is on a very strict diet with me, and she is eating pretty much proteins only, basically a carnivore diet, because all plant-based things breaks down to carbohydrates. All carbohydrates break down to sugar. Sugar feeds cancer. So we want to eliminate the amount of sugars that that somebody is ingesting while they have cancer. So stop feeding the tumor to begin with. Stop the sugar. So making sure that the proteins that you're eating is pasture raised, grass fed, no antibiotics, no hormones. These animals are clean eating, clean being, fed a very good diet. They're very well taken care of. So because any proteins that you're eating, if the animal is sick, of course, then you're eating sick food. And so we want to make sure that the animal is well taken care of as well. So that is also very, very important. So these are some tips, and some things that, I do with my patients, and some things that you can do. And this is also great for preventative too. So you get your oil change in your car every 3 months before the check engine light goes off. I've said this multiple times, but I feel like I need to repeat it because Americans in general are very reactive rather than proactive. So we wait for symptoms to occur or before things are really in the toilet before we do something about it. And I was the same way. I waited till they wanted to put me on autoimmune suppressants, partly because I didn't believe in holistic health, to be quite honest. I thought that holistic health was a whole bunch of malarkey. I was a nurse, for goodness sakes. I was a cardiac ICU nurse, and I thought that any type of herbal supplement or herbal medication, yeah, or I shouldn't say medication, but herbal supplement or herbal remedy was a whole bunch of farce, and it was voodoo, and it was nonsense, and it didn't have anything to do with science. And I was wrong. So 20 years ago, I would have looked at you if you had come to me and said that I had parasites and that I would be treating patients with parasites and treating patients with, the big C, more holistically. I would have looked like you had 5 heads coming out of your neck. I seriously would have. I would never have imagined that I would be doing this because I didn't believe in this, and I was wrong. And I have been part of the medical field since 2001. So now for 22 years. Oh my gosh, I'm dating myself. For 22 years, I've been part of the medical field. I was a CNA for 3 years. I was a cardiac ICU nurse starting in 2004. And I became a family nurse practitioner in 2017, but I got certified in muscle testing back in 2015. So yeah. But in 2001, 2010, I would have thought that you were out of your rocker if I was to say, take Hawthorne for blood pressure instead of something else. So I would have thought that you were out of your rocker. That these herbs and these whole food supplements and nutrition can actually heal the body. So, but yes, it can heal the body. Of course, nothing is a guarantee. It depends on, you know, how long have you had this? How long did you let it go? It depends on what you're constantly putting into your body. If not to sound goofy, but if you're putting so much garbage, like it would be like putting corn syrup into your gasoline tank rather than gasoline and expecting your car engine to run smoothly. It's not going to happen. So if you're constantly putting, garbage into your body while I'm trying to take it out and you're expecting your body to run smoothly, it's not going to happen. So it depends on our habits too. And are you willing to change those habits? A lot of patients are, and some patients have a very hard time and they're not willing to make the changes. They're not willing to change their dietary intake. They're not willing to make changes. They want the convenience of fast food. They want the convenience of, other things, and you have to be willing to eat real food. So you have to stop putting junk into your body while I'm trying to pull junk out, because that's also going to feed cancer too. So, but if this sounds like, if this sounds like something that you're interested in, or you want more information, or you want just basically like an oil change, why wait until you develop symptoms? Why not let's clean out your system before you develop symptoms, before you develop a whole bunch of junk in your systems? And that's what we do. So whether you have symptoms or whether you just want like a quote unquote tune up, that's what we can help you with. Don't be reactive, be proactive. Give us a call if you're more information, 708 554 6730. Again, that's 708 554 6730. We can help find out exactly what's going on with your body. We help with a lot of different things other than just cancer. We help with hormonal imbalance, skin problems, gut issues, sleeping problems, anxiety, depression, and many others. So if you would like more information, give us a call. Look forward to hearing from you. Have a wonderful night.